Good morning. It's day 3 of ASUG Annual Conference in Sapphire. I'm Courtney Bjorlin coming to you live from the show floor again. I'm delighted this morning to be joined by two customers who are really on the bleeding edge of mobility technology. We have today Pavan Vempati and David Wallenweber. They're from Tellabs. It's based in Illinois. Nice to be with you today.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Thank you for joining us. So why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about the mobility landscape at Tellabs? What have you got going for devices? What are they running on?
Our mobility landscape really has evolved. We are on the Sybase SCP platform. We're using it not only for mobile application deployment, but also for the Afaria piece for mobile device management. And it all started with a vision that our IT management gave us. That vision was to provide secure access anytime, anywhere, from any device to accurate information. And 3 years ago, our IT management presented us with that challenge, that vision, and said we need a robust platform that we can execute this strategy with.
And the Sybase and Wired platform has been what you've gone with here. Tell me a little bit about why that's been working for you folks.
Sure. Initially, when we started with our mobility strategy, we looked at different customers. We have been doing proof of concepts with a lot of them. And one of the main things that we were looking at was not to have a point-to-point solution. Just don't do something just for one quick fix. Have a comprehensive end-to-end solution, and it's not only application development but also the device management. So when we looked at different vendors, we thought Sybase Unwired platform has been the most comprehensive solution for our needs, and then we went with Sybase.
That's really interesting. And David, we were speaking a little bit before our segment about how your goal is really to have a seamless process for the user from the desktop all the way through whatever mobile device they wish to use. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Yes. Our goal is to provide an interface to our business users, our end users, that would be the same experience whether they're at their desk or on their mobile device. The important factor for a mobile application to be successful is that it's easy to use, it's intuitive. If you take the iOS platform, for instance, they've really done that well as a platform, and that was one of our initial platforms that we targeted. All of our executives had either an iPad or an iPhone that they wanted to get information on, and so that was our first target that we rolled out. We didn't try and attack every single device out there at once. It would be overwhelming, but we're marching down the chain of various different devices because, again, we need to provide secure access to that data.
Right, and you mentioned you have a mix of company distributed devices versus provisioning devices that users bring in on their own.
We are going to a bring your own device type of strategy. We are still working through the scenarios of that, but one of the things that Afaria has allowed us to do is to manage those devices. We were primarily a BlackBerry shop prior to all these initiatives, and now we're seeing some Androids, we're seeing some iPhones. We've got people out there that are comfortable with their own devices, and they don't want to be carrying around multiple devices, one for work, one for personal, when you can do everything from a smart device, whether it's regardless of the manufacturer.
Right. Excellent points here. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about a hot topic amongst people who aren't so bleeding edge as you folks, is where do you get started? How do you identify the particular projects that you're really going to take mobile? Can you talk a little bit about this, Pavan?
Sure, absolutely. That's a very good question because that's what we have been actually doing the last couple of days, because we are talking to different prospective SAP customers on how companies should actually start mobilizing applications. So I would start really slow, basically take a very simple business case and then try to do a quick implementation because when it comes to mobile applications, things change pretty rapidly. When we originally started doing this initial prototype, our executives were using Blackberries, and then right away they switched to iOS devices. So now we had to quickly switch gears and do something for the iOS devices. So it's changing really fast. So um, focus on delivering quick applications. Small applications. Don't try to do too much with a mobile application, because it's not a desktop, or it's not a PC. It's a mobile device. It has a limited real estate in terms of how much you can put, right. That's one way. And then also engage with your business partners, engage with your business, see what the business needs are, and then try to provide solutions that fit them most. So it's the key to engage the business and several IT departments to be a successful mobile application team.
Could you lend some of your advice on how you've engaged your executives and how you've developed the business cases that they want to put on these mobile devices?
Pavan makes a very good point that it needs to be a quick project. And so one way we found to be successful was we created a virtual team. So we brought in those business partners, whether or not they're executives or someone in your finance team or sales. We bring them in, find out what it is they're really looking for, understand that problem, and then we got the business and the IT staff that would need to develop infrastructure to set up the application and to test it to make sure, because we don't want to go back and spend 2 months trying to develop something and go back to the business, find out that wasn't at all what they were looking for. So it's a very interactive, very fluid type of process, and it needs to be quick. So projects can't take 6 months, because in 6 months the technology has changed. There's something else new. Right. There's something better. Mobile applications are springing up and evolving as in a very quick manner.
So how long on average are some of these would some of these projects take you? Weeks?
Yeah.
More like weeks?
At the most, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
So you need to attack simple problems. We're not trying to create entire invoices from a mobile device. You're not just consuming information. You're not just reading websites, getting information. You're also feeding information back into the system. So it's a two-way interaction, but it's simple. So simplicity is key.
Simple, right? Sounds simple to me.
It's very complex behind the scenes, but very simple up front.
Well, let's close out by talking about some of the really big wins you've seen so far. What are some of the applications that people are just wowed by?
Yeah, so one of the one application we did for our supply chain executive, this is a delivery override application. When there is an exception in the shipping process, the executive vice chairman needs to go in and run an SAP transaction. So earlier he was using his laptop to do this, and since we ship equipment 24/7 from around the globe, it's really hard for him to do this, because he needs to find a VPN connection and log into the SAP system to do it. So with this mobile application, he can approve this transaction anywhere he is, just using his mobile device. So it has been a great success. They really liked it, and a lot of momentum actually from the development team as well, because this is all new technology. They wanted to learn new technology and see how they can support their business units in mobilizing their application. So it has been pretty great.
That's really interesting. Anything you'd like to add, David?
About all I can add to that is with the presentation of the first application that we rolled out, in the case of the supply chain example, we brought in people from development, people from the business, and just said, what are your ideas? Give us your ideas. Find us these simple problems, because as IT, we provided an infrastructure to make this happen, but all the ideas come from everyone together.
Yeah,
it's a whole ecosystem within our company. So
that's an excellent point. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen. You've lent some great insights on one of probably the hottest topic here, I'd say, and will be the hottest topic for a while. Coming up next, my colleague Thomas Wilgum will speak with Dennis Howlett and John Reed, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. Well, that was really good.